Cathaoirleach, firstly, as it is my first opportunity to do so, I want to thank Minister Joe McHugh for all the great work he did as Minister of the Diaspora, and I want to welcome Minister Ciarán Cannon into the role, who I am certain will continue on with his predecessor's great success. But I also want to warmly welcome the appointment of Deputy John Deasy, a special invite to the United States Congress to highlight also the plight of the undocumented Irish. This appointment and creation of an envoy is hugely significant and will be of immense value to those of us who are lobbying and fighting every day for immigration reform in the United States. Cathaoirleach, having spent the last number of days at meetings in Washington DC and meetings with other Irish groups in Philadelphia, as well as, of course, in my own city of Chicago, there is a lot of fear within the Irish community of how President Trump's immigration policies could affect them and their family. There is an understandable fear given what they see and read every day in their newspapers. However, despite recent high-profile press and from speaking with a wide range of bodies, so far in 2017, you actually can count on one hand both the number of deportations and pending deportations of Irish nationals that do not have substantial criminal charges. This does not, however, mean that we can become complacent. Immigration enforcement authorities have been given a clear message by President Trump, and they intend to deliver on that message. But that doesn't mean they are not sympathetic to cases of someone who had been here for 20 years, is married and have American-born children, are gainfully employed and pay their taxes. Their sympathy can only go so far, however, as they must implement the law, and it is up to us as legislators and representatives of Ireland to shift the sands of our campaign so that families of the type I describe are not fearful that at any moment, even if they got a speeding or parking ticket, that they could suddenly find themselves subject to deportation hearings. The prospect of comprehensive immigration reform passing through both houses of Congress in 2017 or even 2018 is extremely low given the current political climate. In the meantime, what we need to do in our diplomatic and lobbying effort is to focus on what binds our two great countries together. You know, we often talk about the 1 in 4 jobs that are created by US multinationals based in Ireland, but often lost in the $35 billion in economic output that Irish companies based in the United States generate for the US economy. Irish firms in the United States employ nearly as many people as US firms employ here in Ireland. In California alone, over 25,000 jobs have been created by Irish companies. There are over 200 Irish companies in each of the 50 states in the US at over 2,600 locations, and Ireland is the 13th largest supplier to the US. I believe that what we need to do is to promote the economic relationship between our countries in our immigration debate. We cannot separate the two, and I think it is here where the greatest goodwill between our countries lie, and where perhaps the greatest influence can be brought to bear. It is my hope that through dialogue, both on St. Patrick's Day between our new Taoiseach and President Trump, and in our ongoing efforts, that we can appeal to the unique relationship between Ireland and the United States, in persuading those charged with both directing law enforcement authorities and creating their policy approach that a special case can be made and communicated. This case would be made to ensure that families who have built indelible ties to their communities and raised families do not have to live in fear every day that someone might come knocking on their door and split up their family. Cathaoirleach, I look forward to working with Minister Coveney, Minister Cannon and Deputy Deasy in advancing this cause. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Senator Conway Welch.